Hello, all. Greetings of the day, dear students. Today we are going to discuss the first poem of Beehive, that is The Road Not Taken. This Road Not Taken poem is written by Robert Frost. This poem, it is entire poem. It has a hidden meaning. In the sense, hidden meaning, it means it symbolizes the life. What it symbolize? The symbolize, it means here the road which is directly related to the life of the person. The life, it is just like a big ocean. In that, what it is very important, we are ready to pick it. Either it's the pearl or anything inside what we are getting inside the ocean, that we are ready to take it and then collect it. The same way here also, before doing the work we have to take a decision. If the decision is right, then our life, it would be in a very good way. If the decision is wrong, we have to suffer more and more. The same way here, the writer or the poet, he says that how he faced with the option of two paths in the woods. Woods means here the forest. This is similar to the career options we have in life and choose one out of them. Career in our life, it means after completion of 10th standard, you will feel like that if I score more than 95%, I will be in science stream. Otherwise, I have to accept either a commerce or arts or diploma or anything. The same decision, it means the same case, it would be after the 12th, completion of the 12th. In that time, the completion of the 12th, in that time, you will feel like that which stream is very good for me. Can I accept the MBBS schools or BE or BSc or BA or BCom, or which is very helpful for me, or which in which stream I would be very strong. These are all the dilemmas it would be in our life. So the writer, he is giving all these things which is related to the career options in his poem, that is a road not taken. Before going to the poem, we have to discuss the regarding the poet. The poet Robert Frost was an American writer. His work was initially published. His work, it means here literary works, the writing, initially published in England before it was published in America. One of the most popular, respected American poets of 20th century, as well as he born on 1874 and died on 1963. So he is considered as a 20th century poet. So this Robert Frost, usually he used to write the poem or the play or the drama on the basis of the nature and its effect on human beings' life. Now we can think about the introduction of the poem. In this poem, the poet talks about a choice he has to make between two roads. Just imagine that the poet, he stood in the wood. Wood, it means in the forest, and in front of him two roads are there. One road he must have to uh, choose to reach his destiny. So on that time, what he has to do? He has to think about that which is the best for him, so that He stood in front of these two, which means the corner of these two diverged in just like this way. This is just imagine that these two roads are there. Here, the poet he stood and he thought about that which is the best one, either this road or this road. But what both are ready to give a conclusion or the destination, it would be very easy to identify. We will think about that. When we are in the position of that, on that time, we will also feel like this, which is the best way for us. So he compared the two roads. This is the first one, and this one is the second one. He compared these both roads. On that time, he didn't get any uh, confusion about these two because these two are looking very similar. The same thing, he compared these two roads in his career life. We have so many options in our career life. So we have to face in our life and choose any one way in our life. So the future is also depends on our today's decision or a present decision. The career option we have to choose today will determine what we become tomorrow. Today's children are the tomorrow's future and future generation. The same way here, the writer he thought about that the which road I have to choose. Here the first road and this is the second road. These two roads we have in front of me. It is the which is the best in my life. I have to reach the destination. On that time, which one is the best one? He thought about that and he was ready to choose that. He chose that also. Which road we can think about that. So while we are taking the decision, we must have to be careful as we do not get the privilege to go back on the option once left. Example I given after the 10th standard or the 12th standard, if you are not ready to take up particularly in a good decision, then it would be very difficult to go back after completion of the 12th. If you are accepted commerce after the 10th, after the 12th you are thinking about that I scored very well, more than 95 percentage in 12th standard. Now I need my career, or I'm ready to change my career life, that is related to MBBS or a B or BSc or anything. So more degrees are there. On that time, it would be very difficult. It is very difficult not to get the privilege to go back on the option once in our left. So can we can think about the poem, The Road Not Taken. This well known poem is about making choices and the choices that shape us. Robert Frost is an American poet who writes simply but insightfully about common, ordinary experiences. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted way. Though as for that, the passing there had warned them really about the same, and both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had a trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the differences. Two roads. This poem is children. It has nearly 20 lines. This 20 lines poem it is related to the human being's life. The first stanza it tells about that the two roads diverge in a yellow wood. Here the writer stood. All these are covered with a forest. This is the road. Okay. The two roads. Here the roads it means the life or the choice of our life, the decision in our life. Diverge in a yellow wood. Diverge it means go separate, go separate ways. This is diverged. And then yellow wood. Yellow wood it means the forest is full of yellow colored leaves in autumn season. This poem is also written in the season of autumn. So when the poet he stood in a corner of this, or the center of this road. These two roads were joined. In this center he stood, and he thought about that. The two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both. Is it possible to travel these two at a time? No, impossible to travel. So he thought, it is very difficult for me to travel in a both. And be one traveller, long I stood. I am a lone traveller. These two roads are diverged in a yellow wood. I'm sorry, I could not travel in a boat. It is impossible for me to travel in a both ways. And be one traveler. I'm alone. No one is with me. If anyone is with me, then we may both share. I will go this route and you may go this route. You may think like that. But here the writer is only one person. He stood in this center and a long time he stood here and he thought about that. I looked down one as far as I could. He looked down from here to there at the end of the sight. He looked at the end of his eyesight to where it bent in the undergrowth. Either this one is here in this way or in this way, the curve, where it bent, where it take a bend. Bend it means curve. Here the bend it means the curve. Where this curve, it has been seen for me. Undergrowth. Undergrowth, it means here dense growth trees. The trees which have been in a thick way. This is considered it as a undergrowth. The two roads diverged in a yellow wood. And sorry, I could not travel both. The writer he told that I stood in the center of these two roads. This road is fully covered in the yellow wood. It means that in the forest. That's the autumn season. And then the writer or the poet he feels about that. It's very sorry for everyone because I am alone traveler. How can I move in these two roads? As well as this person, this poet, uh, he's seen where until the end of this bent. This bent it means here. the curve of these two roads. Then while he seen on this one, it means on that time he thought that which road is better for me? Can I face any problem if I choose the first one or the second one? So that he observed all these and till at the end of the or till the bend or the curve of this thick forest which has already covered the thick forest. Then took the other just as fair and having perhaps the better claim because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the sea. Then he took the other. He thought about that which I have to choose. It means can I choose the first one or the second one? Then he thought about that. He was just ready to choose the second one. Oh, if I choose this the second one road, okay, having perhaps the better claim, maybe better claim. It means maybe choose the better path. The better claim. It means the choose the better path. If I accept the second one or the other one, it would be very better in my life. But as just as fate, I took the other just as fate. These two roads are similar. It would looking like in a similar way. So that this person he thought about that this is the better claim. It is if I choose the second one, it would be very better because it was grassy and wanted wear. Where it means it was usage. It's very usage. Worn, it means a damaged. The first he thought about that if I choose the first one, maybe it would give the different in my life. So now the second one I'm ready to accept the second one. Maybe it gives me a better. So because it was a grassy. The second one I'm ready to accept it because it filled with the grassy greenery and wanted way where it means it is less traveled. Though as for that passing there had warned them really about the same. Oh, he thought these two roads are in a same way. Which one I have to choose it? Is giving a personification of the life. Here the wanted way. This is the personification. This personification he gives with the human beings, life and the road. This is the personified. Though as for the passing there had warned them really about the same. It's really in a same way. These two roads are in a same condition. Which one I have to choose it? Either it is a lesser or lesser traveled or it is a completely filled with grassy. And both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet, knowing how well leads on to me, I doubted if I should ever come back. And both that morning equally late. Equally late means appeared the same. Both are looking appeared the same or looking the same. And then the leaves no step had trodden black because both are filled with the grass. Filled with the grass. So the leaves, these are not trodden black. Trodden black it means less traveled. It shouldn't crushed by any footstep. Oh, I kept the first for another day. I have first one and the second one. Now I am ready to choose the second one because I thought that here this road is filled with grass as well as, so I thought this road is very nice, it is looking very nice now, so I will keep the first one another day. I am ready to accept this second road. The decision, the career option for the career, I am ready to take it in the second. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Oh, first I'm ready to keep it in the in some more days later. I'm ready to travel in this road also. But now I'm ready to travel in the second one. Okay. Yet knowing how way leads on to way. How the road is there, in which way I am ready to lead it in this. I doubted if I should ever come back. If I wanted to come back from this road to another road, is it possible in my life? No. If I choose this, the first road, until my destination, I have to move. Otherwise, how can I come back in between? Can we leave the ninth standard in between? Can we think about from ninth standard to eighth standard? Can we move it easily? No, we are not ready to accept. Our mind is also not ready to accept. The society is also not ready to accept. The same way here, the writer or the poet, when he started to think about the two routes on that time, he accepted the second route and he thought about that I have to choose this the first one another day. So he chose here, and his doubt is if I get failed in this route, what I have to do? Can I come back and can I choose it? No. While choosing the anything, while taking a decision, before that we have to think more and more, think twice and do the work. I doubted if I should ever come back. Is it ever come back? Oh, I have a doubt about that. This is impossible for me to come back. I should be telling this with a sigh. With a sigh, it means a loud or a long, deep breath which can be heard. So, this is a sigh. Somewhere edges and edges hands. Two roads diverge in the wood, and I took the one less traveled one, and that has made all difference. Hence, it means as a result, made all the difference. It means something which has a lot of effect on the result. This stanza it tells about that I shall be telling this with a sigh. Yeah, the right poet he is to express his views regarding the decision with a sigh, somewhere the ages and ages hence. As a result, the ages and the ages it may move forward. Two roads diverged in the wood. Two roads diverged in the wood. It tells about that the writer is ready to recall his past. Past is related to what? Which one? The two roads diverged in the wood, and I took one less traveled by because I'm a different from other people. So I my choice is regarding this road not taken is which one? I thought the second one is less traveled. So that I this is my choice and this one more day, if it is there, then I will be here. And I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. All the difference it means, which is something which has a lot of effect on the result. The decision which may make the person to feel either happy or sad. So before doing the work, we should have to think twice, and then we may proceed it. So this is the poem of Road Not Taken. I think you guys understood.